Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This time Game 2 in the best of 3 series between Painuser, spawning as the Red Terran, and Liquid TLO, spawning as the Blue Zerg. TLO did drop the first game in the series on Blistering Sands, as he went with some early Zergling pressure, was not able to breach the front door for very long of Painuser, and then kept up with the Zergling play so long that he really denied himself an early economic game. He was on 3 bases, but so few drones, he could just not keep up with the macro of Painuser. Painuser countered those Zerglings with some Blue Flame Hellions, as well as a few Thors, and then Marines late in the game to shoo away those Mutalisks, which TLO did bring. So now we see TLO picking Scrap Station for the second match in this best of 3. He does need to win this match to force a game 3. So he is picking the Flavor of the Month Zerg map, as there's a very long rush distance on Scrap Station. Players have to go all the way down to the middle of the map and then up towards their opponent's ramp there, and a very large ramp as well, difficult to block off with your first few buildings. So a lot of little advantages for Zerg on this map. So TLO is going to hope to take advantage of those and force a game 3 against Painuser. We may see some airplay by one or both players, as there is just a short rush distance by air, so we could see some Mutalisk play from TLO, perhaps some Vikings to handle and pick off Overlords from Painuser here. Seeing that strategy very effective in this TVZ matchup. So it looks like we are going to get the fast expand. Painuser sent out such an early scout there after that first supply depot, but he was not able to deny that expansion. We see a 14 hatch, and now a 14 pool as well. So Painuser is going to be able to come up here and see the build of TLO right now. Looks like his SCV down to 10 HP as TLO was able to do a little bit of damage. And now TLO is going to throw up this extractor here. So both players, oh no, TLO actually, maybe a bit of deception here. Wonder if Painuser did not actually see that gas. So Painuser may believe that TLO is gassing up here, but TLO may just be pushing out a lot of drones and maybe some lings early on. Painuser did get up in early gas himself, finished well before the barracks, and TLO was able to see that with his Overlord passing all the way through Painuser's base. So Painuser finally walling off here with his second barracks and the supply depot. Actually, in fact, this is a factory. So the gas is going to signify that Painuser may be trying to tech up a little bit early. Wonder what sort of reaction TLO is going to have to this. TLO getting out 2 queens, something he did not do last game. He was just 1 queen for so long, again sinking all those minerals into the early lings. Now going to see this factory. He could suspect a fast starport with some Vikings, or maybe even Cloaked Banshee. So he's going to have to get up some sort of anti-air if he does not scout this anymore. Looks like he already has a second queen queued up at that main. So he's going to get out a 3rd queen here very quickly, doing a good transfer on the of the drones here to his natural. His natural was up a little bit longer than you'd like to see that that transfer happen just a few minutes earlier. Once that hatchery does pop, you want to spread out your drones as much as possible. We do see 1 fast Hellion coming for Painuser, and it looks like a second extra queen is coming out for TLO. He will now have 4 queens, able to ward off any Banshee play or Viking play. So 4 queens now. He's got the full deck worth of queens, and we see this Hellion moving across. May not see that Zergling, but the Zergling certainly saw that Hellion. Now going to be able to take that down as it tries to pick off the Hellion here, but no match. Looks like we have 3 Hellions now out. We do see a reactor on that factory, so it looks like he pushed out 1 quick Hellion and then landed it on the reactor. Did get a tech lab, now researching concussive shell and getting out a few Marauders to join the Marines here. We may see a suiciding Overlord in here, just going to try to find the build of Painuser. The 2 Marines are not going to be able to do much damage against the Overlord right now, so pretty safe. He's going to be able to get a lot of information, going to see the second barracks, so no 1-1-1 build. He's going to know that there are no Banshees coming. He will have to deal with these 5 Hellions. So this pack of Hellions is going to pick off these creep tumors before they're able to burrow. And now not going to be able to push past these 2 queens and the spine crawlers, along with the Manor Evolution Chamber here, going to block the front of that ramp for Liquid TLO. Just going to be working on these destructible rocks, only taking 5 damage a shot from these Hellions. So we see a few Marines and Marauders coming across, and 2 more Hellions, so 7 Hellions. If we see any Lings from TLO, they are going to be burned up very quickly. He just has the 9 Lings right now. It looks like he's going to use these Queens instead. They are armored, so they do not take extra damage against those Hellions. Trying to spread creep to the center here very aggressively. We may see him try to push through the center here. And now all these Hellions, just a pack of them, trying to push past these debris. We do see spine crawlers burrowing, one here and another being created, as well as a queen placed here. He could position right here and try to cut off those Hellions from getting in. These destructible rocks going down quite rapidly now that the Marines and the Marauder have come. Looks like we see an Overlord position back here, another good spot. He's going to be able to see any sort of airdrops that are going to come his way from the main of Painuser. Painuser using this opportunity to set up an expansion here. Looks like he's had it up for a little while. Now moving in with these Hellions, going to try to do damage. These drones coming to attack the Hellions. That was the wrong way for those drones. Luckily they only took a few shots. Hellions do not have blue flame yet. It is not even researching, so they're going to do as much damage as they can. These queens coming in, trying to finish off these Hellions. A few roaches in here as well, and it looks like TLO did not lose that many drones there. He had that misclick, as he did click towards the Hellions with those drones, took a ton of damage, but the Hellions were just 1 or 2 shots from taking out many drones there. TLO very lucky. If we look at the income counting station, SCVs up to 36 compared to the 31 drones of TLO. But TLO's got to be feeling good about repelling that initial harass. That was a lot of Hellions that could have taken down Zerglings later on in the game. Painuser getting up stim now, so it looks like he's now getting up 2 engineering bays, maybe working on double upgrades for the barracks units. Transitioning over into heavy barracks play now, 4 barracks up, just has the 1 factory landed on the tech lab, so going for siege tanks as well as siege tech. Creep being spread rapidly across this this close position. He's going to have to push down these rocks though, bringing 2 queens with almost full energy, so they will be able to do good transfusions. One of the advantages to having those extra queens is you can bring them with your army, and with these units that have a lot of HP, the 145, you're going to be able to transfuse quite easily and save those roaches. It can make a difference in these small encounters. See how he's going to use these transfuses? Looks like he's not going to use any there, losing 2 roaches very quickly. Now Painuser are going to scan and undo all the hard work that Liquid TLO did, spreading those creep tumors across the way. He does not yet have medevacs, so he is going to retreat here. TLO did bait a stim, maybe trying to bait a few more, but Painuser being very cautious here. Now finally stimming and going to run in, and he's not going to be able to catch TLO on this creep. Looks like these queens coming down, getting some good transfuse on these roaches, keeping them alive. Queen's still very high HP. See a good transfuse onto that queen now. Another one, so these queens are not going to go down. Zerglings coming in from the back. They could get a surround on these Marauders. Roaches trying to push these Marauders back. Marauders very low health after stimming a number of times, going to retreat to their tank line. Now we see the tanks along with the Marauders moving forward, but these Marauders just so low on health. If we had another scan here, Painuser could take out more creep tumors, getting in a good siege right here. Going to spread these tanks out best he can, get a good surround from these Zerglings on the tanks, but just not as many Zerglings as you'd like here. Looks like TLO will be able to clean up these tanks. Again, a few good transfuses on these roaches, able to keep them alive for just an extra second. And now both players looking to retreat here. These queens did a ton of transfuse, a ton of healing there. Now very low on energy. He could swap these queens out, as the queens by the hives and lairs tend to get a little bit higher on energy. As you slip in your macro, you can swap out the low energy queens and still keep up with your injects. It looks like TLO took this opportunity to throw down a hatchery. He did even get a creep tumor down here, so he's going to be able to spread creep across the middle here. It looks like he's going to start up more fresh creep tumors across the middle, so multiple paths of attack will be open for TLO here. Again, as a Zerg player, you want to open up many avenues to attack and counterattack against the slower Terran army. Especially with Painuser going tanks here, Zerglings can slip by if the tanks unsiege or overcommit to one of these paths. The other positive because of spreading creep between the bases here is TLO will be able to split his army and meet any army initially that Painuser pushes through either of these paths.